Okay guys, I wanted to hop on here and just clear up a few things from my last video. I know I came across a bit abrupt when I said I was ending my World of Warcraft journey to focus more on my health, and honestly that part about prioritizing my health is still totally true. But here's the update. I hit the goal of earning 100 million gold in the War Within expansion, and it's been a week since then. Now with Legion Remix launching and giving us a solid 103 days to dive in, I've got this ambitious new goal lined up, not just in game, but for my real life health too. The big focus right now is losing weight and kicking my primary addiction, processed junk foods. I'm talking about anything loaded with like processed carbs, sugars, which let's be real, is basically everywhere you look. My partner and I are both on this journey together, and we've been rocking a keto diet for the last 6 days already. I'm feeling amazing, I guess, like just cutting out all the carbs and sugars. I'm 100% convinced this is the path forward for long-term health. If you are interested in joining this mini challenge or just want some tips for your own health boost, let me break down the rules we've set. First off, doing intermittent fasting, with a 16-hour fast each day. That's key for kicking off autophagy. Think of it like regenerating health points in a game. Your body needs that faster state to start healing and repairing itself. If you're constantly eating, especially snacking on junk, you're stuck in that digestive mode and never flip to the healing mode. Autophagy is huge for overall like health and longevity, in my opinion. So basically our daily setup is simple, and we got like an 8-hour eating window from like 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. No food outside of that, no exceptions. But when we do eat, it's all about like animal proteins, healthy fats, low carb fruits and veggies. Straight up keto for now, because we're still building up resistance to those junk food cravings. And I don't want to risk a binge reset, like junk food addiction kind of drains your wallet and wrecks your health long term. I'm convinced of this. And I'm pretty much done with that cycle. Okay, in the mornings, I've been starting with like a black coffee, and I only drink water when I'm actually thirsty. Turns out I used to mix up hunger and thirst all the time. This whole plan lines up perfectly with like the 103 days of Legion Remix. I'll be playing a couple of hours a day to like ease the transition. I thought quitting WoW cold turkey would be easy, but man, I was wrong. So I'm sticking with it, aiming for that 1 billion liquid gold milestone. It might take a while, but I know, I can balance IRL stuff and in-game time to like make it happen. Hope you're all along for that ride. On top of that, I'm still pumped. Traveling and vlogging our adventures next year. The plan is like two-week holidays overseas, where I'll learn the ropes of travel vlogging and document everything. Stay tuned for those real life escapades. I can't wait. My partner's especially excited about the trips. We can pull it off. All we have to do is just budget smart. Switching from junk food is already saving us cash, which we can stash away for those biannual getaways. Stick to the plan, and it'll all come together. That's my hope. But now shifting gears to Midnight expansion, I'm dying to play it. I have the alpha now, but my theory that the WoW is evolving into something like WildStar, which was my first MMO, kind of feels like it's coming true. We're getting player housing, simplified combat with less button blow, some action targeting elements here. And honestly, the next logical step for Blizzard is to freeform targeting, with telegraphs and, I've already spotted new telegraphs in patch 11.2. Super exciting. If they nail it, it'll draw tons of new players, which is kind of awesome for the economy. Speaking of the economy, player housing and all that new decor from an economic angle, I've connected the dots and I've convinced Midnight and the Last Titan will shift into a deflationary setup. We're talking less raw gold flooding in, more gold sinks pulling it out, like, you know, through housing, patron orders, repair bills, you know, you name it. With the nerfs to open world farming, like the limiting hyper spawns to 15 or 5-minute windows, sorry, 2x4 farmers won't be as overpowered anymore. You know, instead, world quests and delves will be the main gold injectors, possibly. But, you know, what does that mean? The purchasing power of, like, raw liquid gold is gonna skyrocket, in my opinion, making it the ultimate asset to hoard. I wouldn't stock up on mounts and pets and transmogs right now, like hoping to flip them later. Like if the gold gets stronger, then those items could drop in price, you know. But my strategy for Midnight and beyond is to keep providing value to the marketplace, stack as much liquid gold as possible, you know, stack it up, and then just grind towards that 1 billion, like slow and steady, you know, boys. Yeah, hopefully all this makes sense. You know, it's not the end for Goldson. If anything, the proof of concept is done, and now we're leveling up both IRL and in-game. I'll be live streaming more alpha and beta content, plus some Legion remix action. Expect like video guides on Midnight Professions with deep dives and walkthroughs, you know, to make my content more, you know, relatable. I'm planning to level one of each class in Remix and then transfer them over to my main account, which already has 13 leveled characters. So I'm going to have a total of 25 level 80s heading into the next expansion. Then I'll test concentration crafting with these alts and see how much gold we can rake in every 4 days or so. If you want to join the journey where I'll share my life advice, lessons learned and more, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and I'll be dropping videos weekly. And for any live streams, I'll edit out all the dead air and I'll upload them too, so you won't miss a thing. One more note: I'm switching to a value for value model, so no members only or early access stuff, just straight uploads. If my content brings you value, then you've got some surplus to spare, my donation page is open. Feel free to support the journey. Huge thanks to everyone who's backed me so far. I truly appreciate it. Alright, that's the wrap up. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And check out my X account for more posts or Twitch for the live streams. Thanks again, everyone. See you in the next one. Goldson, peace and out. Catch ya, boys.